الله ربنا هو الإله، له من الأسماء ما اصطفاه، الواحد الحي كذا المليك، والملك المالك لا شريك.
تعالى إن الدين عند الله الإسلام وما اختلف الذين أوتوا الكتاب إلا من بعد ما جاءهم العلم بغيا بينهم ومن يكفر بآيات الله فإن الله سريع الحساب. وقال رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم لا يؤمن أحدكم حتى أكون أحب إليه من والده وولده والناس أجمعين، وكما قال عليه الصلاة والسلام سبحانك لا علم لنا إلا ما علمتنا إنك أنت العليم الحكيم. رب اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقهوا قولي. My respected brothers and elders, we begin by praising Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, peace and salawat on Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. My brothers and elders, the foundation of Islam is based on our love towards Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. The more a person is closer to the Prophet ﷺ, he will be able to follow more of Islam. This is how it works, and it's very, very unique with the religion of Islam, that it's part of our faith to love the Prophet ﷺ. It's not optional. It's part of our faith. When a person develops a disliking towards Sunnah or is not interested towards the life of Rasulullah ﷺ, all of the religion is then affected. This is why the enemies of Islam and people who are against Islam, they make these attempts. Many times this has happened in history, that attempts to degrade, dishonor, or bring down the beautiful honor of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. What happened in France was not the first time. Right? In many times in history, people have made this attempt to degrade the honor of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And we'll learn, if we study Seerah, we'll understand how the Prophet ﷺ retaliated to such kind of circumstances. Rasulullah ﷺ was faced with worse cases than the cases that we see today. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says in the Quran, قَدْ نَعْلَمُ إِنَّهُ لَيَحْزُنُكَ الَّذِي يَقُولُونَ فَإِنَّهُمْ لَا يُكَذِّبُونَكَ وَلَكِنَّ الظَّالِمِينَ بِآيَاتِ اللَّهِ يَفْرَحُونَ. Allah says, we know that the things they're saying, they hurt you. And this is all because of what? They're not denying you. وَلَكِنَّ الظَّالِمِينَ بِآيَاتِ اللَّهِ يَجْحَدُونَ. They are arguing and quarreling against the signs of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Rasulullah ﷺ goes to Taif. This is one of the biggest examples that we can take to understand how to overcome that rage if someone religiously discriminates against Muslims. Right? We have to learn that as well from the seerah of Rasulullah ﷺ. There were people in Taif who insulted the Prophet. So they're not just rejecting the message, they're insulting him. They're trying to humiliate him. You're a magician, you're this, you're that, sending out the kids to pelt stones on the Prophet ﷺ. One way is to respectfully disagree or, just to reject respectfully. They did not have this, they moved forward in humiliating the Prophet ﷺ. In cases like this, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has taken the responsibility of being sufficient for Rasulullah. Inna kafaynakal mustahzi'in. Inna kafaynakal mustahzi'in. O Prophet of Allah, we are sufficient on your behalf against these people who mock you. We are sufficient on your behalf. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, at that point in Taif, what happens? An angel comes. Direct unseen help of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala comes, and it is given the option to Rasulullah that if you want, these people can be destroyed and it's immediate. Right? So Rasulullah stayed calm, no rage, right? Not in the state of taking revenge. The Prophet says, Allahumma hdi qawmi fa innahum la ya'lamun. Oh Allah. And this is when the Mubarak blood of the Prophet was dripping. Right? What type of tolerance that Rasulullah had developed in order to get the message of Islam to all of mankind. He's saying, oh Allah, my people are such that they do not know. Please guide them. And the scholars have said, in cases where Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala comes to save the honor of Rasulullah, either direct destruction Or number two, the person who is making attempts to talk against the Prophet, Allah gives hidayah to that person. Or number three, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala changes the circumstances where in the generations of those same people, Islam starts to flourish. Right? We know God today, it's all Muslims everywhere. This was the patience and the tolerance. That's a sign itself. This is the sign of the tolerance of Rasulullah. These same people could have been destroyed if the Prophet gave into anger and rage. Aisha radiallahu anha, she says, Man taqama. She said, never did the Prophet take revenge for himself or his personal liking. Whenever there was an action taken of the Prophet from the Prophet, it was always based on the betterment of Islam. What can get the message forward? What can get the message of hidayah to all the people? All decisions of Rasulullah were based on that. وَإِنْ عَاقَبْتُمْ فَعَاقِبُوا بِمِثْلِ مَا عُوقِبْتُمْ بِهِ وَلَئِنْ صَبَرْتُمْ لَهُوَ خَيْرٌ لِلصَّابِرِينَ. Allah taught this even when the uncle of Rasulullah Hamza radiallahu anhu passed away. Allah taught us that, okay, if revenge has to be taken to that exact amount, it can be taken, but what is being recommended, the best way is to hold on to patience. Allah is there. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will become sufficient for those people who have patience and tolerance. So this is why this has been going on since throughout time. Rasulullah has been given wahi, Ya ayyuhan muddathir, qum fa'anzir, right? One who envelopes himself, stand up and warn the people. Rasulullah gets all the Quraysh together. It's a long incident. You know about this. Right? And he says that, who am I to you? And very trustworthy. Everyone acknowledges his great character. Then the Prophet said, I invite you towards the oneness of Allah. I invite you to leave these ways, the paganistic rituals, these wrong ways and these crimes that come into the religion of one Allah, one God. Immediately, a known personality stands up and says, Tabban laka ya Muhammad. In front of everyone, insults Rasulullah. Tabban laka ya Muhammad. Ali hada jama'atana. Oh Muhammad, you should be destroyed. Halak ho jana chahiye. Isliye jama kiya. Ali hada jama'atana. And now who's responding? Who was this? Abu Lahab, right? And who responded on behalf of Rasulullah sallallahu? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala sent down a whole surah. This is why it said that surah, the children would recite that surah in front of Abu Lahab. Tabbat yada Abi Lahab ma aghna anhu maluhu wa ma kasab sayasla naran dhata lahab. You should go into meanings of these stories are very, very essential. The same things are repeating it this time, right? So Allah has already given us the cure, the treatment, what we need to be doing. It's on our side that we have to apply all of those solutions, those ways of cure and treatment that have been propagated towards Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and His Prophet. We have to always keep in mind that Allah and Rasulullah do not need us to defend them. Allah has already given this honor to the Prophet which is sealed till the day of judgment. Nobody can ever harm the Prophet honor. If you look into the books of hadith, everything is preserved. And every time nowadays there's enough people who are applying the life of the Prophet learning it, memorizing it, moving it forward through every generation. This has been done by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. But we are fortunate when we get the opportunity to defend Allah and His Rasul, we should definitely do so. Right? It's not a fact that they need it, it benefits us. But even when we read salawat and the Prophet says, Man salla alayka salatan, sallallahu alayhi ashran, the person himself starts to get reward. Ek dafa durood padne to 10 sawab Allah Ta'ala ko us shakhs ko dete. So when a person does salawat, he's benefiting himself. So this is why we have to understand this time and age. Yunus Jaunpuri Rahmatullah Ali was a great scholar in UK, and he said this the last time when somebody had done something similar to this, to depict or to degrade the honor of Rasulullah. He said it's the Muslims have to just start propagating the Sunnah as much as possible. Wherever we are, our looks, our doings, our sayings, our transactions, our eating, it has to be promoted so much that everyone understands who Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and what does it mean in terms of Islam about having full faith and love towards the Prophet alayhi salatu wasallam. Rasulullah said, you cannot be a complete mu'min until I become more beloved to you than your father, your children, or all people, including yourself. Okay? So that's for all Muslims, that we have to develop that idea that I have to practice Islam. That's the best way of defeating this rage that comes into us when people try. Remember, the enemies of Islam are always looking for those opportunities to bring up. They don't do this for any other religion. Right? Islam is the only religion that's constantly targeted in different ways. So because they are threatened by it, understand this is the haqq. وَنَعْلَمُ إِنَّهُ لَيَحْسُنُكَ الَّذِي يَقُولُونَ فَإِنَّهُمْ لَا يُكَذِّبُونَ. It's not that they're denying you. They have issue with the signs of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the verses of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala responds. Allah sends unseen help when there's patience, when there's tolerance, when there's applying of the haqq, then batil is removed. So what happened next? It is important as Muslims that we know what we're supposed to do. Rasulullah is instructed, وَلَقَدْ نَعْلَمُ أَنَّكَ يَضِيقُ صَدْرُكَ in the end of Surah Al-Hijr, that we know that when they are saying this hurts you, right? It brings your heart, narrows down your heart. وَلَقَدْ نَعْلَمُ أَنَّكَ يَضِيقُ صَدْرُكَ فَسَبِّحْ بِحَمْدِ رَبِّكَ وَكُن مِّنَ السَّاجِدِينَ. Now here, what are the instructions? No, don't show the same rage. Don't retaliate in the same manner. فَسَبِّحْ بِحَمْدِ رَبِّكَ. Increase the tasbih, increase the dhikr, right? Increase the form of ibadat. وَكُن مِّنَ السَّاجِدِينَ. That means more salawat, more salat, more ruku, more sujood, more du'as, more tasbih. The example of Rasulullah's life being the best of all models is for لِمَنْ كَانَ يَرْجُ اللَّهَ وَالْيَوْمَ الْآخِرِ وَذَكَرَ اللَّهَ كَثِيرًا. This person excessively the dhikr of Allah, only that person can truly uphold the honor of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. وَعَبُدْ رَبَّكَ حَتَّى يَأْتِيَكَ الْيَقِينُ. And worship the Lord, not just today and tomorrow, till the time you come to meet up Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. This is why it is instructed to all of us, whenever things like this happen, it is important that we don't give into rage or violence. What is the instructions? That we come closer and closer to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Allah knows exactly what people are doing. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala knows about all their plots, but it works against them. Allah changes the circumstances. Umar had plotted to kill Rasulullah. He's on the way. What happens next? That same person become now one of the most firm support for Islam. Right? Similarly, Khalid bin Walid anhu, right? He had murdered many Muslims. Before accepting Islam, he was their best person, right? The best general on their side. And when Rasulullah gave him da'wah, he was hesitant. What will happen after so many people have done this against Islam? I've done this. Rasulullah said on Islam, Islam wipes out everything that came before it. Okay? And Allah gave them hope. And okay, you have better life. Come into the fold. Islam will not judge you based on your previous action. So that same person who was a support for the non-Muslims became one of the best support for the Muslims. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala either sends unseen help, or Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala turns that same person into a Muslim where he becomes a supporter of Islam. Or generations to come, like the Quraysh, like people of Taif, any place where the da'wah effort took place in the proper sense, it's not now, then after a couple of generations, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala accepts those people to come into the fold of Islam. So propagating the Sunnah, now this beautiful month of Rabiul Awwal is coming to an end. It's important that, like I said, throughout this whole month, learning and understanding the Seerah is essential. That's how we know what to do when things like this happen. We know how to respond in accordance with the Quran and the Sunnah. So now, what can we do in this time and age, at least for our community? All the programs that are going on in Masjid Noor, we have to contribute into them. With our time, with our ability, whatever is needed, I have to give more. Okay? Every time I come in with brothers who are cooking, they always say that, please remind that we were making so much effort, we're trying to support the masjid, remind about it. And usually I do make an announcement, but encouraging more that these are volunteers, right? They're cooking and they're helping out the community. So all of us, even if we don't feel like eating, we should try to contribute, or at least say jazakallah to them as we're moving out, right? As we're leaving. So they understand that they're being appreciated, and every human being needs appreciation, right? The second thing is the other programs now, because the timing has changed. So 7:30, after 7:30, most of the programs now will be after that, after Isha time. Okay? So on Wednesdays we have the Seerah. Then on Sunday, Seerah is what? To understand the biography of Rasulullah. Then on Sunday we have understanding the Quran, step by step, 3 verses, 4 verses. in Urdu, in English, in Arabic. We try our best to get the whole message out, but everyone has to become the audience. They have to join in these programs. It helps it to promote into the community. Right? Then for the kids, Saturday, Sunday, 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. It's been going on online, and alhamdulillah, it's going fine. So we should let our kids join that, right? Encourage them to join. And from Monday to Thursday, it's for after school. We have 6 to 7. That's the Quran Maktab, that's going on regularly. So there's a category of effort being done for each of the categories of the Ummah. Everyone has to participate. If I can't come in person and online, I'm there. I know what's going on. I'm up to date. If we know exactly what we are being instructed to do, then whatever issues come and fitnas come, we work together to overcome them. We make dua together to overcome. So it's important that we do our part to get involved more and more. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala make it easy for us to get involved. It is important that the effort of da'wah that takes place here on Tuesday, after Isha, on Friday, people come from far areas to listen to the talk, to participate in the program. All of us, right? We live close to the masjid, we should be the first one participating in these things. What is this for? To bring such type of acknowledgement, such type of awareness that Allah comes first for me. Rasulullah comes first for me. And everything else is secondary. If everything can be sacrificed, but I have Allah and His Rasul with me when I leave this dunya, وَعَبُدُ رَبَّكَ حَتَّى يَأْتِيَكَ الْيَقِينَ, then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will give that success, which will be eternal, which will be permanent, youth forever, right? Good health forever. Today we're happy one day, problem next day. Sickness one day, we feel health the next day. One day we're feeling that our business is doing good, the next day, problem. This is how the world works. Allah connected these two things. Sometimes the trial comes to us with hardships, and sometimes the trial comes to us with ease. Allah constantly gives us comfort and ease, but that's also a form of testing. Right? So it's important that we get more involved in the masjid. After Fajr, there's one hadith, in the night there's Talim every day after Isha. So these things are full-fledged and they're running. I have to get myself, my kids involved in this. If it does not have the option of coming into the masjid and online, that option is always there. Right? If we work together to be a stronger community, inshallah, then the fitnas that come, the enemies of Islam, when they stand up, they will not have the audacity to ever speak against Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, to speak against his character. Where Allah says, وَإِنَّكَ لَعَلَىٰ خُلُقٍ عَظِيمٍ وَإِنَّكَ لَعَلَىٰ خُلُقٍ عَظِيمٍ. While qasmiya, that Allah is taking an oath that you are on the highest level of akhlaq, exalted levels of characteristics. This was given to Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. The first wahi that comes, Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam comes home, Khadija radiallahu anha is giving the report. He says that I saw the angel, the wahi came, all of this. And immediately she accepted you are telling the truth. Today, do we have that relationship with our wife? Do we? They have not learned enough about many things about Islam. Right? And our relationship with them is not strong enough, so everything we're telling them is they're doubting. It comes down to following the Prophet ﷺ, because she knew Rasulullah ﷺ. Everything that he was ready to give to her, she accepted. So knowing the Prophet ﷺ leads to what? Loving the Prophet ﷺ. And loving the Prophet ﷺ leads to the completion of Iman. Faith in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala grant us the true love and our inclination towards Rasulullah ﷺ and every sunnah of the Prophet.